The last movie that I will be doing for my movie reviews are The Hate You Give. The Hate You Give came out in 2018, and when it came out, it was like the #1 movie in the box office. Like, it was the movie of that time. Everyone was watching it. All of the celebrities and all, they had so much to say about the movie because it was a eye-opener of what can happen and what goes around in today's society. So the movie stars the Carter family, not Jay-Z and Beyonce, but the Carter family. In the movie, there was a dad and a mother, and they had 3 black children, and they lived in what they would consider the hood of their city. So during this movie, Sky Carter, her best friend Khalil, they were at a party when, shots rang out, and so they decided to leave. As they were driving, they got pulled over on their way home, and this police officer told Khalil, Sky's best friend, to step outside of the car. And so he stepped outside of the car, but instead of staying still, he leaned into the car, grabbed his brush, and the police officer mistook it for a gun. So he shoots and he kills Khalil. Sky's uncle works for that police department. So, when she gets to the police station after witnessing her best friend being shot and murdered by a white police officer, she's scarred and she has to go to school. And with her being the only witness, nobody could know, and she didn't want anybody to know. Her parents didn't want anybody to know that she was the only witness, because all that the press and the news knew was there was one person at the scene and nobody else knew anything more than that. She goes to school. She has this best friend who is also white. Her real name is Sabrina Carpenter. She's a Disney actor. But she has this one best friend, and she's white. And she starts to realize that her best friend has different views on things that she does. And she starts to have these assumptions about her that she is racist. So she confronts her about it, and they start falling out. And then they were, Sky's family, they were out eating dinner one night, and her dad was confronted by police officers because there was an altercation that went down before this with Sky's stepsister. They have the same moms, but they have different dads. And Sky's stepsister's dad is like this big drug pen in the neighborhood, and he had a lot of words for Sky's dad. And when the police pulled up, they attacked Sky's dad because Sky's stepsister's dad had already pulled off. And then Sky starts recording, and then they're like, "Put the phone up, you can't record." And she's like, "I know my rights, I can record." And just by that, they figure out that she's the witness. Now it's out in the press. Everybody knows. Everyone in her school knows. And now she is the voice for Khalil, Sky's best friend, because, nobody else saw it. Nobody else knew what happened but her. So she is the voice for him. And then a whole riot in the city breaks out, and it's a lot, and it makes news, and everyone is protesting for him. And in the end, the cop he gets in trouble, and he has his consequences. And Sky, her work paid off, the city's work paid off. But I think what I get from this movie is you hear about the stuff in the news, you hear about the stuff on TV and on the radio, but you never know when it can happen to you. Racial profiling is a thing in the United States. Racism is a thing in the United States, not just toward blacks and whites. It's toward every race. Racism is not just it's not between one race. Racism is between, and if you're a race, you can be racially profiled. You know, anybody can be a victim of this, but you never know what can happen. I think that was an eye opener for a lot of people, was just knowing that you're not like voided from this situation. It can happen to you, and this is what the consequences of this can be. Listen to the police. Just do what they tell you to do, and maybe it won't escalate this far. But I absolutely love this movie. I definitely recommend this movie for all kids. I don't really care what your age is. I think you should watch the movie. You just need to see it. All races, all ages, everybody should watch this movie, because it wasn't #1 in box office for so long for no reason. It's a very good movie. It has a lot of meaning behind it, and I give this a 5 out of 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 5. I definitely love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies. But yeah, this is definitely a movie to watch. It has a lot of meaning behind it. You learn from the movie, and it's a 2-hour movie that you're not going to get tired of, because there's so much happening every minute of the movie. But yeah, it's available on, I believe, HBO. I don't think it's on Netflix or Hulu, but you never know. It might be soon. But yeah, it's a very good movie. You should watch it.